Good morning again. So, hope everybody is doing well. If it is morning, good morning. If it is evening, I hope you've had a good day so far. You know, I was sitting here flicking through the cards, of course, listening to them, and every time I hear that riffle, I do have the habit of breathing now, so that's good, and letting my shoulders relax. But I was thinking, I'm going to have to do a video on how I read cards. Because I was thinking, I look at the cards, and is it a word? Because you always see keywords, and I'm like, no, that doesn't cover it. Is it a sentence? It's like, no. Literally every card is like a chapter. And it really is like a book. It's like when you arrange your chapters around, it gives you a totally different story. And the words in the chapter change. But there's a method to it if you kind of tap into it. So that's why I just say I'm an intuitive reader, because there's what's in the books and then there's a story that gets laid out and you just can't use keywords to find it. So yes, I'm going to have to do a video just to get my thoughts all straight on them and everything else. So... And again, let's see what the universe has for us today. Any tips or tricks? Maybe to help forewarn us if there's any anger or resentments that we can take a look at now before they pop up. So, here is my stack. I'm going to make 3 stacks here, each a thread going out to the universe. Each one of these threads is a different conversation that we will carry out with us through the day, or if we believe in the butterfly effect, that it will carry on past today. So, today is Thursday. Let's see what's right here at the heart. Or today's Wednesday, I should say. Today's Wednesday, right? We had a holiday, so Monday's all messed up. Okay, so I'm going to do my 3-in-1. And I'll flip each card over one at a time so that I can read it like a book and see it at the same time as you. And so I will do stream of consciousness, just kind of using my intuition as we go through. And even though I may know where the story is going, I may completely change it because of the final chapter here, the final card. So let's see where we're starting today. Judgment. So this is where we reap what we sow. This is where we take a look with an eye to not so much being judged by the courts, but this is a higher judgment. And it can be a higher standard also, because a court, you might be able to get away with something because they don't have the evidence. But with the justice card, the angel's just shining down like a sun, and it's not something that you can hide from because it lays you bare. So let's see what we have next. Wow. So we have 2 majors like this. And speaking of numerology, and we're doing the videos on numerology and things like that, is that we have cycles of 10. So you'll notice in the minors, in the pips, you have 1 through 10, and then you have your court card. And with the majors, you have 1 through 10, which is a Wheel of Fortune, and then you're moving on to a different level. And then from 10 to 20 is again being judged to see if we're going to move on to the next level. So we have 2 cards about, yesterday we were talking about transitions. Well, this is about moving on, and it's based on our own actions. Our actions Then we have the Ten of Wands. Good morning, Carla. We have actually 4 tens if we look at it. And I am just like kind of dazzled at this. I mean, what I'm seeing, obviously, so we have the Ten of Wands, which is, here we are at the completion, but it's one of those things where we've taken on this great burden. Weighs us down. Sometimes it's even more than we can handle. But it is coming to the end of a cycle. But it's something that we've brought on ourselves. We could have done something different, which would have changed the course of where we are. And as Whistlejacket asks, is it final exam time? You know what? That is a great, great, great analogy. We sow what we reap. Did we take the time to do what we needed? And judgment is A plus B equals C. Wow. I'm just holding off on the final chapter here to just kind of absorb this. Because keep in mind, this is a way of reflecting and seeing where we're going on this path. And right now, I mean, normally, you know me, I'm all the banter in the world, but this is really just pretty cut and dry. Shall we turn over the final card? See the last page of the book? Wow. We have a 9 card, which is about taking a step back. Looking where we came from, we have the Hermit. And he's shining his light on our past actions. And he's trying to give us a warning. And keep in mind, when you're with the majors, it's something that you definitely want to pay attention to, right? And it's almost like we have that opportunity. Things have not come to pass yet. If we go with the linear, traditional, past, present, future, things around us are changing, whether we see it or not, whether we want it to or not, whether we acknowledge it or not. In the original tarot, if you go back and you look at the Visconti and the other ones around the original time, it's actually turning in the other direction, but it's I will rule, I rule, I once ruled, I ruled. It shows that no matter when, we may be on the top one day, but eventually things come around. So this really is about reflecting on our actions. And if this is the past, have we harmed others? Have we done something that we need to make an amends for? Is there something that we need to go back and adjust? And I'm not saying apologize for, because when we're talking on a heavy level like this, an apology and $3 will not even buy a cup of coffee today. An amends is, if you look at the word amend, it means to fix, to repair. So when we make an amends, it's a physical, it's an action. It's an actual action, where an apology is just words. And words can be just as empty as the air that they are traveling through. So this is saying that we need to heavily reflect on our actions. Where we are now, where we're going, and where we may end up. What amends do we need to make? And again, this is like one of those cosmic things. Because to be able to move to the next level and start from scratch, start over a new spiritual self, a new presence, a new beginning, a new chapter. Because again, each one of these books, each one of these pages is a chapter in a book. This could be a whole brand new book. But it really is saying to take that inventory and to go back, and when we're wrong, that we need to admit it. And that we really need to make an amends. Lay ourselves bare. Become humble. I mean, if you're going to stand naked in front of your higher power or an angel or anybody else, that's what burying your soul is standing there naked. Instead of the Wheel of Fortune, the hermit can look and will use the wisdom to let us know if we can pass forward or if we should. Because if we don't use that wisdom, we're going to carry our past actions with us like a stack of logs on our back. It's never too late to go back and make an amends. It's never too late to go back and just say, if I was laid bare, if my soul was laid bare, if I am to stand here naked and be judged, what actions do I need to take that would make an appropriate amends? And an amends, when done sincerely, it doesn't matter whether the person accepts it or not, if this is dealing with a person, because we can only keep our side of the street clean. We need to clear our conscience. I was wrong. I've admitted I'm wrong. I'm going to do the best that I can to make an amends, because they may have heard I'm sorry's a million times. But an amends shows that there is a physical proof of the apology. because we don't want to carry that into the next phase with us. So either we go back and reflect, or we just take it with us and we double down on it. We start out with a burden, then that's it. Or as Whistlejacket says, we don't study. The wheel spins anyway, and we are stuck with the burden one way or the other. But I think that this really goes to a deeper kind of soul thing. It takes an honest appraisal and not a justification. And I'm only being that heavy because, again, if we're going to pull up three majors and the 10 of Wands, it's like, that's a heavy message. So, I am definitely going to reflect on this today. I'm just going to sit there and focus on the Hermit card and see what I need to look at. What is it that I'm not seeing because I'm blind to my own actions? But he's even guarding. He's even saying, stop right there where you are. Don't go forward because I know what's behind us. Just past me is the 10 of Wands. So we are the gatekeepers to our own future. So, thank you very, very much. And hello, may I please have some cards? Hello, Upeshna. I believe I don't know if that's pronounced correctly. So what we do here in the morning is that it's just a morning reflection for us, for everybody. It's free. In this particular group here, we don't do readings, but for people, asking, giving, blah blah. But if you hang around or if you actually give to the group, I mean, I'll do readings for free. I'll take it offline, MyTarot.org, but I generally don't charge for meetings. I'm kind of more like the Jodorowsky method here, where I just do this because I get more from giving, I guess. But hang around, give some insight, ask questions to gain insight, and we can see about some cards. So, and everybody, thank you again. This is actually every morning has been pretty awesome. So thank you all again, and I hope you have an amazing day and an amazing week. And I will be here tomorrow.